Here the PNP attack and a bad mouth. Somehow it is as if they forgot that they had this government for 18 and a half years. And when they had the government, the programs that they put in were all riddled with corruption. Right now, I spend most of my time trying to correct things that started under them that should have been done well. If you had the country for 18 and a half years, we shouldn't be talking about some of the roads that are still not repaired. We should be talking about some of the water issues that have to be addressed. It's not since 2016 that bad roads start. Most of the people who are complaining about water, it's not since 2016 they never have the water. And people must remember that when I take over the government, I am not dealing with problems from 2016. I am dealing with problems that started in the 90s under the PNP government. I want you to listen to the good. Up to this day, I still have Operation Pride schemes that I have to deal with where the people ever tell me them get land under Operation Pride, but them not get no light, them not get no road, them not get no water. And biggest thing, them not get no title. And I have to be dealing with it now as Prime Minister. So I have to deal with the deficit created by the PNP, plus deal with the future development of the country. So when I hear them talk, I just shake my head. Because in opposition, them have all the solutions to the problem, but when they're in government, they cannot implement.
Take that away.
I don't even know if we find him.
Take that away, my Jamaican people. You see, when, as he said, that when the PNP is in opposition, you have all the solutions for the problem. Now, Holness. That's why we are here tonight.
Pure defection.
Yeah, that's why we are here. While you are deflecting, as it relates to your 8 years. But I'm going to straighten you out. I'm going to straighten you out. You don't remember that when you were in opposition, Holness? You have promised that when you take over the government, that the people who are struggling with high electricity bills, what did you promise? You said you'll be able to bring in the big companies, right? That is going to roll out whatever they roll out, and that will reduce electricity costs. You promised that, right? But today, after 8 years, going 9 years, people are suffering as it relates to JPS high cost. So what you have to say about that, Andrew? Huh? Let me remind you some things. You said that if the people give you a chance to put you at the helm of our politics, people will be able to sleep with their door open. And when the PNP talk about that they can't do much about crime, you said that, of course, you can do much more better as it relates to the crime. And when your administration take over, right, people are going to allow to sleep with their doors and windows open. Let me ask you a question, Holness, since you are at it. How many people are you telling now to sleep with their door open as it relates to what you had promised? Right? How many people you are telling to sleep with their door and windows open? Right? You remember that you said that? Huh? Now people have to grill everywhere. And even when them grill it, you understand people still have problems. And here you are trying to suppress the crime rate, right? Wanting to tell lies. But let me say something before, because I know you're going to do it. You're going to try to shape a statistics because we have general election next year. And you have to call it by September, such date. So you are going to try to shape down the crime to make it go below 1,208, right? Telling lies, right? So we know that you have that lie to come. So let me tell you before you have executed it, because we know that you're planning to execute it. Yes, we have ears in high places. Yes, and we know your strategy in terms of what you're doing. So when we see that comes out, we're not going to be surprised. Right? And so then you are there now going to throughout speaking, right? Micromanaging, right? The police force, doing your micromanagement, taping them for them to speak on your behalf, that you are transforming the force. Because that is where you're going, in all of this, that is where you're going. You understand? Because you want them to say yes, and you want us transforming the force. And he has putting out effort, and see here, we reduced crime, and crime has been reduced to 20%, right? That has never happened 24 years ago. But I have shown the statistics where you lie. Yes, we have the statistics. So we know, as it relates to, yes, we know that the demons will always lie, because you're a natural demon. People might not understand, right? Yes, you're a demon in the physical and spiritual space. And we know that, right? And don't think that we don't know that. We know that you're a natural demon. Now,
one good that destroyed the entrepreneurial class of this country. When they realize that borrowing was such a sweet thing that they don't really have to run the economy, all they have to do is keep the interest rate high so that people with money don't bother use it to do anything productive. They take that money and put it under government paper. You remember that? Buy government paper. That's all they used to do. Buy government paper. Now hear me now, watch me. During that period of time, that 18 and a half years of high interest rate and high borrowing, it means that many of you and your parents could not be employed, because the money in the country, which should be used for productive things, them just take it and hand it to the government, and then the government is obligated to pay them back high interest rate. So terrible it was that one of their own members, a man of the cloth, a religious man, his conscience couldn't help him. He had to speak the truth. And he said that what Pnp'S did was the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in this country. Now tell me, which rich man, which Tapanaris man was the recipient, the beneficiary of the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in this country? You tell me who. You tell me who. I have so much things to say. I will never allow Pnp'S to come back in this country.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
you will never allow Pnp'S to come back. in this country, what Jamaican people don't understand, that beneath that layer of your statement, right, is your hidden agenda as it relates to unleashing your evil. So let me break it down for the people. Beneath that layer of statement is your hidden agenda to unleash evil on the Jamaican people. Let us get that clear. No, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, you cannot fool us. Remember, you can't fool us. Now let me get in terms of, you know, what you said, right? Speaking about Pnp'S. Now we are going to show you the natural facts. Let me read what Joycelyn Williams said. The people have control over Jamaica. Andrew Holness, you're a servant of the people, begging for vote. So shut up and give back what you have taken from the people and tell why you are in court today. So wonderful, Joycelyn. Right? Now let me speak to him as it relates to the lies that he has just told. And this is what I say to you, my people, that Beelzebub will always shape his narrative with lies, and he will deceive you because he's 100% naturally evil. So when he talk about FinSAC, we know that when he talk about the 1995 financial meltdown, we know that Mark Golden did not benefit. We know that we have the history, we have the truth, we have the facts. And you need to speak the truth. We know that Edward Siaga, who would borrow $30 million. Yeah? So Andrew Holness, you have not spoken anything about that. But you push Mark Golden in terms of your lie. Your careless lie. You're a deceiver. But yet you fail to speak on the amount that Edward Siaga borrowed and said he didn't remember, like what Dalrymple is now saying, using a Edward Siaga 2.0. But that's not the only thing. The Minister of Finance that you have in 2016, Hardly Shaw, you don't want to tell Jamaican people that FinSAC bailed him out. Am I lying? We have the recording. Am I lying? But let me ask you a question. What record do you have that Mark Golden benefited from FinSAC? It goes to show you that you're a callous liar. You are demons from hell. You're a demons from the pit of hell. And so then when we are dealing with you, we make sure that we have the holy water and we have the cross to wet you. Yes, and present our cross for you to stay back. Because we are dealing with you. You are from the synagogue of Satan. You have deceived the Jamaican people. You have betrayed the trust of the Jamaican people. And so then we have to be here, you understand, to creating the political exorcism, right? To make sure that we free our Jamaican people because you have taken over their souls and their spirit. So we want to free our Jamaican people, right, from your possession. That is what we are doing. Freeing up our Jamaican people because you have them under such a spell. Your lies, your demons, your deceit, your deceitfulness. No. That's why I have you tonight. And I'm going to deal with you now. So the next clip that I am going to show you now, I am going to sprinkle some holy water on you tonight. So the next clip that I'm going to show you is the holy water clip. And we are going to have the truth exhibit, because we know that the demons hated the truth. And when the truth revealed, the demons melt. So then, let us sprinkle the first holy water on you as it relates to the revelation of the truth tonight. Without any hesitation, let us bring out the gospel on him tonight.
Even down in Jamaica, I'm skipping, they tried in 1976 to organize a military coup to overthrow Michael Manley. In 1976, they supported attempts to assassinate Michael Manley on 3 different occasions. The little man who led Jamaica, who spoke at Savior's Day, was such a threat to our government that they attempted 3 times to assassinate the man in 1976. So later, they found a way to get rid of him through riots in the street over food when they cut off assistance to Jamaica. This is America.
Often overshadowed by political rhetoric, we are here to clarify and celebrate a legacy built over the 18 years under the People's National Party. Despite recent claims by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, these years were marked by transformative progress that forever changed Jamaica. This vision of social equity began with Michael Manley, whose impactful policies such as the 1974 bauxite levy, which ensured that Jamaica benefited from its natural resources, and the establishment of the National Housing Trust, NHT, in 1976, created pathways for affordable homeownership. His implementation of free education up to the tertiary level made education accessible to thousands of Jamaicans who had previously been unable to afford it. In 1989, the torch was passed to P.J. Patterson, who proudly continued this legacy. His administration marked a period of outstanding achievements in housing, education, healthcare, and infrastructure, reflecting a true sense of accomplishment and progress. Under Patterson's administration, the PNP proudly oversaw a transformative expansion in housing, resulting in an impressive 150,000 houses being built over 18 years up to 2007. Additionally, land ownership was made more accessible to Jamaicans than ever before through groundbreaking programs like Operation Pride and the Emancipation Lands projects, empowering thousands with the security and pride of owning property. In education, 64 schools were built and upgraded, including 17 new basic, primary, and high schools in Western Jamaica. The Ministry of Education made significant investments in early childhood education, and the Chase Fund played a crucial role in supporting repairs and upgrades to early childhood institutions across the island. Highway 2000 and toll road infrastructure. The construction of Highway 2000 and toll road infrastructure greatly improved connectivity across Jamaica. The North-South Highway also enhanced travel efficiency, drastically reducing travel times between major points, which stimulated economic growth and improved the quality of life for many Jamaicans. North Coast Highway from Negril to Port Antonio. This highway, stretching from Negril to Port Antonio, significantly strengthened coastal infrastructure. North-South Coast Highway from St. Ann to St. Catherine. This highway proudly connected communities from St. Ann to St. Catherine, fostering unity and development. Social programs for poverty alleviation. The PNP proudly introduced the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education, PATH, a beacon of hope for vulnerable Jamaicans. PATH has been instrumental in lifting families from poverty, creating a lasting legacy of support that continues to benefit many young Jamaicans today. Through the remarkable Poverty Eradication Program, poverty was impressively reduced to 9% in 2007, down from 30% in 1989. With the liberalization of the motor vehicle import policy, ordinary Jamaicans could now proudly own a vehicle, symbolizing their progress and success. telecommunications, and media expansion. The Spectrum Management Authority's regulation of telecommunications frequencies has been a game changer. The opening of the telecommunications sector heralded a new era, introducing dynamic service providers such as Digicel and making cellular phones accessible to all Jamaicans. This transformative policy not only made cell phones a common sight, but also laid the groundwork for a digitally connected society, empowering young Jamaicans with unprecedented access to technology. The media sector flourished with the establishment of new TV and radio stations and the remarkable growth of the cable industry. Information technology emerged as a cornerstone of economic development, showcasing Jamaica's commitment to innovation and progress. The liberalization of the foreign exchange market further bolstered the economy, reflecting a nation on the rise. Healthcare advancements. With a sense of pride, we celebrate the remarkable progress in healthcare across Jamaica. Hospitals in May Pen, Mandeville, Anato Bay, St. Anne's Bay, Black River, Kingston Public, Falmouth, and Princess Margaret have been built and upgraded, significantly enhancing healthcare access. The establishment of the National Health Fund, NHF, and the Jamaica Drugs for the Elderly program, JDEP, has been a monumental achievement, subsidizing medication costs and ensuring affordable healthcare for thousands, especially our cherished elderly. The creation of regional health authorities has been a significant step forward, enhancing the management of our health system. Under PJ Patterson's administration, the addition of 50 new ambulances has greatly strengthened our emergency response capabilities. The National Health Fund, NHF, stands as a testament to our commitment, subsidizing medication for chronic illnesses and improving lives. The JDEP program continues to provide vital medication support for our elderly, reflecting our dedication to their well-being. Transportation, infrastructure, and environment. The National Solid Waste Authority Management (NSWMA) was proudly established to oversee waste management, ensuring a cleaner and greener Jamaica. The National Works Agency (NWA) was formed to expertly manage public infrastructure, marking a significant milestone in our nation's progress. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company was created to revolutionize public transportation in Kingston, including the impressive development of the Halfway Tree Transport Center, which has streamlined commuting and provided safer transportation. National Environmental and Planning Agency, NEPA, was established to monitor environmental protection and planning. Tourism, agriculture, and resource management. The PNP proudly established the Tourism Enhancement Fund, driving remarkable growth and development in the sector. With significant investments in hotel infrastructure, including the prestigious Sandals White House and Grand Palladium resorts, and the renowned RIU hotels, Jamaica celebrated record-breaking tourist arrivals. Tourism Product Development Companies, TPD Co., efforts in enriching Jamaica's tourism offerings have been a testament to our success and pride. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority's support for rural farming communities further strengthened our nation's foundation. The Natural Resources Conservation Authority's dedication to environmental conservation showcased our sustainable growth. The establishment of the Office of Utilities Regulations ensured that public utilities met high standards, enhancing quality of life. Education and financial empowerment. With pride, we celebrate the establishment of the ECC, which has significantly bolstered early childhood education. The Financial Services Commission's FSC creation marked a milestone in overseeing non-banking financial institutions. We also implemented the Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation to protect depositors by ensuring bank deposits up to 1.2 million Jamaican dollars. The National Housing Development Corporation's efforts have been instrumental in expanding affordable housing, reflecting our commitment to progress. With a sense of pride and accomplishment, the PNP has built and upgraded numerous schools, including Greater Portmore High, Cumberland High, Ascot High, Foga Road High, Green Pond High, Irwin High, Spot Valley High, Troy High, Frome Technical High, Elthamwood High, Orange Bay High, Hopewell High, Bethel Basic, Dunrobin Basic, and Holy Family Primary. As PJ Patterson's administration came to a close, the torch was passed to Portia Simpson Miller. With the help of Dr. Peter Phillips as finance minister, they embraced this path of progress with optimism and determination. Known for her unwavering dedication to social upliftment and equality, she advanced the foundational work of expanding access to education, healthcare, and housing for all Jamaicans. Under her visionary leadership, these initiatives flourished and remained central priorities. Her commitment to building on Patterson's achievements kept the vision alive and ensured that the policies initiated during the PNP's 18-year tenure continued to positively impact Jamaicans. Let us celebrate that these accomplishments were not just policy points. They were lives improved, communities strengthened, and a nation uplifted. This is the enduring legacy of the People's National Party, a Jamaica built for everyone where progress and optimism continue to thrive. Today, under the dynamic leadership of Mark Golding, our future is in capable hands. With a steadfast focus on inclusivity, equity, and sustainable development, Golding is dedicated to advancing the visionary legacy of leaders like Michael Manley, P.J. Patterson, and Portia Simpson Miller. He is poised to elevate their achievements, ensuring that the PNP's path of progress touches every Jamaican. With Mark Golding's commitment to opportunity and progress, we have a leader who will build on the foundations laid by all our past leaders. Let's move forward with unwavering faith and determination, knowing that our collective efforts will shape a brighter tomorrow.
Let me sort of smooth in my way in terms of asking, right, these questions that I'm going to ask. Number one, Andrew Holness, your administration, right, is at the helm of our politics for the past 9 years. Have you implemented any social programs in comparison to what the PNP had done in 18 years? And if so, Andrew Holness, we want you to come out and explain it to the Jamaican people. Because we have seen you on the campaign trail lying, bashing that the PNP had not accomplished nothing for the 18 years, in spite of all what the PNP accomplished, which those are the programs that your administration is using. However, yes, we believe, right, in good governance, and so then we don't have a problem when you are using the People's National Party program. But let me just give you a picture of the true facts. And let me remind you about history. Let me remind you about history. Because where I'm going to come next, right, we are going to show you how the Jamaica Labour Party always handicapped the success of the Jamaican people. Now, so here we are. What we are. Between 2007 and 2011, remember, Andrew Holness, we just want to have a dialogue tonight of the true facts, the truth, right? And where we are coming from recorded history, from mainstream media, from the JIS, right, which is a government entity. So let us speak accordingly. So after P.J. Patterson, right, had paid off the IMF loan and said, ta-ta to the IMF. Here we are. We had Bruce Golding came in at the helm of our politics. So let us speak Andrew Holness as it relates to 2007, right? To 2011, where Bruce Golding, right, forced to resign. We're talking now, we're conversing Andrew Holness. And I want you to get the best of the best, right, that you need to come and oppose this. Because what you are delivering facts. And so then when Bruce Golding went in, what Bruce Golding had done, Bruce Golding had divested many of Jamaican assets, including Air Jamaica. Many. Bruce Golding, right, had run in trouble as it relates to the IMF. Bruce Golding went back to the IMF, borrowed money from the IMF, and what happened as it relates to what Bruce Golding had done? Bruce Golding failed on the austerity measures. And so then what happened next? Bruce Golding administration was abandoned. The IMF have nothing to do with Jamaica. The IMF done with Jamaica. Jamaica was facing the political abyss, going into the hell of the abyss. So let us remind you, Andrew Holness, when you're talking about right 18 years. Let us speak to you now with the facts. And so then Bruce Golding and the entire GLP administration in limbo have no money to sustain the country economy. The country in a dilemma. And the corruption index in 2009, Jamaica reached the worst on the corruption index as a result of corruption. The affiliation with the Jamaica Labour Party as it relates to DISCAIMER feel Bruce Golding's fate. And where the administration of the Jamaica Labour Party used taxpayers' money to provide lawyer for DISCAIMER. Come on, Andrew Holness. Yes, man, Mystic Sensation is here, and we're teaching you. Because obviously, you really don't know the political history. And so then, that within itself put Bruce Golding in a conundrum, using taxpayers' money to provide defense for DISCAIMER. And we know how that played out. So then Jamaica now gone to the bottom of the barrel in the entire Caribbean basin. International partners were looking for Jamaica to fail and never rise again. Like, I'm teaching you now. Teaching you, Andrew Holness. Because you need to be taught. Let us get into the history, Andrew. And so then as a result of 2011, what happened? Bruce Golding, who mixed up and caught up, the system forced him to resign. And when she had to resign. And after resignation, Andrew Holness, remember, you took over. You were the Prime Minister in 2011. You were the Prime Minister who has no vision for the country to move the country forward.
I'm saying never know, say Barry is so sweet.
Right? So in 2012, what happened? I'm teaching you the political history. You have lost the election to Portia Simpson. Yes. Portia Simpson, the social warrior, stay strong for Jamaica. And Portia Simpson was victorious in 2012. 2012, what you need to tell Jamaican people the truth, Andrew Holness, it changes Jamaica situation as it relates to saving Jamaica from the economic turmoil. So now remember that Portia Simpson came into power, and what happened? The country has no money. The country economy was in turmoil. So Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips, they have to go on their knees. We have the history now, and Jones. You can't fool us. No matter how you articulate, you and Big Mama, no matter what you say out of your mouth, we know that you're a Beelzebub. We know that you're a deceiver. We have seen where Portia Simpson crawled on her knees. Peter Phillips and Mark Golding, who had to crafted certain political strategies. And remember, where Portia Simpson after went to the United States and spoke to Maxine Walters. Remember now, Andrew, come on, me talk to you and Nigel Clark, who the Braggs, right? Who are Braggsing and Portia Simpson legacy. That's why we know that you're 100% evil. But we are talking the truth tonight. So Portia Simpson, Peter Phillips, and Mark Golding have to go on their knees, right? And spoke to Maxine Walters to speak to IMF, to change IMF mind towards Jamaica, because IMF had written us off. And so then, Maxine Walters, from a woman to woman, understand the plight of Jamaica, decided that, okay, I am going to speak to the IMF. Maxine Walters had done that. And IMF came and gave us a listening ears. And so then what Portia Simpson had to go through as it relates to serious, stringent austerity measures, wage freeze, at the time the Jamaican people didn't understand. And Jamaica, Portia Simpson have to make those policies to fix the economy that Bruce Golding had crushed, wrecked. The Jamaica Labour Party administration had wrecked. And as a result of that, IMF said, okay, we are going to give some loans to Portia Simpson. And we are going to provide certain austerity measures. And the austerity measures that IMF placed on Jamaica wasn't so much that they believe that Jamaica would have passed. Where was Nigel Clark? Let me ask a question. All Jamaica Labour Party political so-called scientists who are listening to me now, let me ask all of you, where was Nigel Clark? Where was he? Wasn't he in the picture? When you're talking about 24 years and this and policies that never happened, never attained before 24 years, you tell me that when you're building a house and that house set on a high and you don't have any step to climb up, how are you going to get into that house? without building a step. Well, let me explain the step that Portia Simpson built. Where was Nigel Clark? Where were you, Nigel Clark? Many of the times you get up in Parliament speaking as if your policies, you understand, bring forth a better economy and a vibrant economy to Jamaica. Well, you're absolutely causing chaos to Jamaica. Well, you step out of the way tonight. Let me speak to the people. You step aside, Nigel Clark. Step aside. You and your debt management, we know that you're good on debt management. So you step aside now. Let me speak to the Jamaican people. What Portia Simpson had done is a miracle. It's a miracle for Jamaica because IMF did not expect that Jamaica would have succeeded. We have the history, we have the record. It was a surprise to IMF to know that Portia Simpson had passed 8 consecutive IMF tests. So what the tricky demons come and do? What the evil came and did in his political campaign? Let me remind the evil what the evil said during his political campaign. The evil said, okay, this is Andrew Holness, the evil. Came and said, okay, you can pass 8 IMF tests, but the test that you need to pass is the people's test. You remember he said that, Andrew? I want to hold you right there because me line you up tonight. You said that Pnp'S bragging that they passed 8 consecutive tests, but the test that they needed to pass is the people's test. So let me ask you, Andrew. So this is how you pass the people's test with SSL? $470 million running through 3 of your entities and various accounts. Hold on. Here, Mystic Sensation, stop it right there. We want to slowly break it into the people. No distractions. Let me put you back on the track. And so then, what Portia Simpson had done is to lay a carpet, a foundation of success that the IMF recorded it. The IMF spoke about it. The IMF said, unbelievable that Jamaica had succeeded. Let me ask Nigel Clark, sir, where were you then? Were you in the picture? Were you there? All persons who brags in and putting what they put, you understand, opposing, talking about 18 years. Let me break it down for you. Nigel Clark, were you there? No. No. This is the reason why we say education is imperatively important. Let me convert that into an adverb and define it. Education is imperatively important. Yeah, I know that I am double talking because imperative means important, but I am stressing on the fact. So all those persons who believe that we are very good in English, let me just mention that. So then let me straighten it up a bit. This is what we are saying. Right? The more golden that Andrew Holness is telling lie on that he had benefited from FinSac. It is the Mark Golding along with Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson who have crafted policies to bring back our economy after Bruce Golding had run it to wreck. Now, if you have any other evidence on Google, you present that to the people. You present that to the people. But we have the evidence to present. And we have the evidence to show the people. And that is what we are doing. And so then, you tell me, where was Nigel Clark when Portia Simpson was building the economy? Where was he? Where was he? I want Andrew Holness to come out and tell the people of Jamaica that when Portia Simpson, right, passing 8 IMF consecutively, where was Nigel Clark? Where was he? I'm going to show you something tonight. And so then we have seen where Portia Simpson had built back this economy, strengthened this economy. Now, Andrew Holness, let me remind you what you did. Remember that before the money had to pass on to Portia Simpson as it relates to IMF loans, you have to have X amount as it relates to surplus. Where did Mama Portia get it from? Mama Portia get it from the NHC. What did you do, being the evil that you are? Your administration criticized her, right? To take the NHC money to put into the budget, to shore up the budget, not the reserve. To take the NHC money to shore up the budget, to put into the budget. You criticize. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question now, Andrew Holness. Since your administration criticized that, what have you now had taken the NHC money and do with it? Let me remind you what you have done with it. The first dilemma that you created, you have given your friend Dexim. Not only that you stop there with your evil, you and Nigel Clark agreed for the NHT money, NIS money, tax money, and all those monies to put into SSL. Now, Jamaican people, may I tell them, say SSL a problem for them, you know? And no easy problem, you know. It is not a normal problem. That's why the government of Jamaica is suppressing that. So if Andrew Holness, if you are dealing with truth and reconciliation, you know you can't deal with the truth because you can't face the truth. You can't face the truth. You can't. Your administration cannot face the truth. So then by any means necessary, you will have to suppress the information out of SSL, and that's the reason why you, cross-carry, have to lift up out of Jamaica. Can't deal with truth. Can't. Because that's what the extreme burden of the truth. It's too heavy to weigh on your shoulders because of the level, the high level of criminality that took place in SSL. And this is where the book stops. Your administration have to do everything in its power to protect it. And by so doing, we hear phrases like, by any means necessary. So let me ask you a question. Is it now by any means necessary you want to hold on to power to suppress the truth? Well, guess what? We are here and we will be watching you. We know where you stand, and we know the demons that follow you.
People, I want you to watch this video with an intent to understand. We keep hearing all these talks about the Jamaican economy and how good it is and how it's booming and it's in the best place it has ever been. But let me ask these few questions. How do we have a booming economy with a rapidly declining currency? How do we have a booming economy with such a large trade deficit? How do we have a booming economy when we do not export anything? We are not manufacturing anything. How do we have a booming economy when all we do is consume? We never sell. In order for a GDP to make sense, we must be selling stuff. We must be selling stuff. We are consumers. We are not sellers. We are not providers. So how do you tell me that we have a booming economy when all the elements that are supposed to be combined to create a booming economy are working against us? How do we have a booming economy when salaries in comparison to living expenses are a disgrace? But yet you speak to us as though the Jamaican populace are brainless people, all dunce, people without a mind, people without critical thinking skills. In order for any economy, and this is according to economics, to be successful, we must have a good GDP. Where is the Jamaican GDP? What are we selling? What are we producing? What are we exporting? In case you didn't know, as a Jamaican listening, our greatest provider of revenues outside of the slave plantations is remittances. People in the diaspora that sends money back to Jamaica. That is what is keeping our economy. Most of these people you see dressing up, going to work every day, they are supplementing their income with the remittances that they receive from overseas. Do not think many of these people are actually surviving merely from their income. No. These incomes are bus fares income, taxi fare income, lunch money income. They are supplementing these income with the remittances that families and loved ones overseas send to them. Then, if we're doing so well economically, why is it that the government must expend millions of dollars in the US to combat the rapid decline in the Jamaican currency? Why? You're saving face. When you use all these money to offset the decline in the Jamaican currency, this is just a temporary fix because the decline continues. How do you tell us that we have a good economy when our currency constantly slides downwards? And you act as if we have no brains. My Jamaican people, do not allow the political campaigns to cloud your minds with all these trickery, with all these plots that they have to deceive you. Wake up.
All right. That was Dr. Led. Dr. Led, anywhere you are, big up yourself, because you have spoken the truth. Right? Now let us show and bear the evidence of what we are talking about, the testimony under this Jamaica Labour Party administration. Now, without any delay, let us play the script, right, and show Jamaican people what the Andrew Holness administration is doing, you understand, with the economy that Portia Simpson, Mark Golding, and Peter Phillips had fixed. Let us show it.
Jamaica's economy is on the brink, and the Bank of Jamaica is burning billions to keep the dollar from free falling. But how long can they hold the line before the entire system buckles under the pressure? Hey, patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we unravel how Jamaica's economy is teetering on the edge as the Bank of Jamaica battles to prop up a weakening currency, burning through Jamaican $52 billion in just 2 weeks, with US $90 million injected last week alone. Remittances drying up, and travel advisories from the US and Canada threatening the nation's lifeline. What does this mean for the future of Jamaica? Stick around as we break down the drama, the numbers, and why this crisis is more than just a blip on the radar. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy updates on Jamaica's economy. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Make we get into it now. Let's kick it off. A crumbling currency and a nation's plight. What's going on with Jamaica's dollar? And why is the Bank of Jamaica burning through billions just to keep it afloat? Let's dive into this unfolding crisis. Jamaica's currency is in a free fall, and the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is scrambling. Over the past 2 weeks, they've pumped a staggering Jamaican $52 billion into the foreign exchange market. But here's the kicker. Even with a heroic injection of US $90 million just last week, the Jamaican dollar continues its dance with disaster, approaching the US $160 mark. If only the Jamaican dollar had the same stamina as Usain Bolt. But wait, it gets worse. Remittances, a lifeline for many Jamaicans, are dropping faster than a stone in a pond, while travel advisories from the United States and Canada sounds like ominous sirens, warning tourists to avoid the crime-plagued island. And these are no small-time warnings. These are from 2 of Jamaica's biggest tourism sources. Can Jamaica withstand this storm, or is this just the beginning of more turbulence? Holding the line at all costs. Jamaica's reserves may boast a solid US $5 billion, giving the BOJ some ammunition to fight off the currency's slide. But here's the inconvenient truth. This can't go on forever. The country's US $2 billion annual oil bill and relentless import dependency aren't helping. Between January and May 2024 alone, Jamaica spent US $3 billion on imports. And in case you were wondering, last year's trade deficit, a jaw-dropping US $5.75 billion. It's like filling a leaky bucket with water and wondering why it's still empty. The BOJ has managed to control inflation. Kudos there, despite high interest rates. But what's the trade-off? A slow.
All right. Now, as we all have seen it, people, that Jamaica economy is in dire strait. No two way about that. And in spite of that, right, the Jamaica economy has been further battered as it relates to Andrew Holness administration taking 200 and 300% raise. Where the economy, right, the truth be told, cannot sustain that. Because the economy itself is not producing as much, the truth be told. And so then that 200 and 300% raise, and they have no conscience. The truth be told is that the economy just cannot sustain that. But an uncaring government don't care. Andrew Holness don't care. He doesn't care that, of course, they are enjoying 200 and 300% raise, and the civil workers who are working hard, right, and studying, right, as it relates to their qualification, right, they are not getting any benefit. And who are getting the benefit are the politicians, right, where we see nepotism and cronyism taking place.